So I had the opportunity to drive the G6 in China, and in France, close to my home, we found a G9. We actually in store, even though the G9 is an older car, but we found the G9 to be way more comfortable, of course wider, longer, as you can see. It feels more high class, it feels better. The only thing, you know, I have 2 kids and I have my parents. Sometimes we go on vacation or, you know, for a trip, one day trip, we like to have 7 seats. And I was thinking, wow, this is a very long car. We have a car that is way shorter but has 7 seats and is comfortable. And if they could make a 7-seat version, I think for the European market would be wonderful. But anyway, yeah, I think this version, everything feels a little bit more high standard, especially this performance version. But yeah, well, of course the G6 has a performance version too, but this G9 feels, yeah, a little more comfortable, feels nicer. I think that maybe it's psychological, but the seats feel a bit more, I don't know, softer. One thing I don't really like in that car, I don't know if I can turn that off, but there's the sound that, there's a kind of a choir sound that you hear when you start the car on the G6 and then it disappears and there's no sound, no noise. But on this car, I don't know if we can tweak that and edit that out, but maybe in the settings we can turn that off. There's some kind of a similar sound always on, and I don't like that, in my personal opinion.
We're ready to start test driving the G9.
Okay, let's do sport. Let's do sports mode experience. See, this is the performance one, so it should be quite fast. So, can you hear this sound? The thing is, with a G6, this sound disappears right away once you start driving. But with this one, it stays there. The other thing that is really nice with the G9 compared to the G6 is I haven't seen a G6 with this kind of screen in the front. So this is really 2 big screens next to each other, which is pretty nice. There's the entertainment one and the practical one that we have to use with driving. So yeah, this also is a bit nicer. This is pretty high standard. I'm a classical musician, so the sound quality in classical music, orchestra music, acoustic audio is pretty insane. Pretty high fidelity, if you ask me. You know, Dynaudio. I'm not sure if you say Dynaudio or Dynaudio. I think it's Dynaudio, which was has always been one of the top speaker brands. Very, very good speaker brand. So yeah. Green light. Let's go. So yeah, this is pretty fast. Is it scary? So I just did a big boost of acceleration in sports mode, and one thing I have to say I still greatly appreciate in Chinese electric or hybrid cars is that I feel the ride is really always oriented towards comfort. This is, I think, one very important theme in Chinese cars nowadays. I always felt that a lot of the European big brand cars, that, you know, the German big brands that make an electric version, sometimes I'm in the passenger seat, especially sitting in the back, and just the slightest acceleration makes me feel dizzy. It just doesn't feel comfortable. It's not a snap of the, you know, it's not the neck snapping back like this, like a hypercar, but still there's a little bit of that and you don't feel comfortable. And they managed to make, even in sports mode, it's like 4.2 seconds for, it's pretty fast. The acceleration to 100 kilometers per hour is pretty fast, but it feels smooth. You still don't lose the comfort. I think the whole ride is comfortable. That's one thing I like. I don't know why, sometimes I feel the European cars are, even Tesla, I don't know, they're stiffer. The seats aren't as soft and the whole experience is a little stiffer. And especially the electric models compared to the traditional petrol ones in the German cars, I always felt that they felt stiffer. They felt stiffer, but I don't know. I read somewhere that there was a reason for that with the batteries, or anyway, yeah. They need to tweak the suspension or anything, but I don't know. It feels very smooth, very comfortable in the Chinese electric cars. This is another example. And interestingly enough, once we turn on the radio and the music, the sound we hear disappeared. So maybe it's just something they add and that we can turn off. This weird noise I didn't like. So when I was in China in the G6, I experimented with the automatic driving features. They are available, but in Europe it is apparently not authorized. So there are different assisting features. I didn't go into that, but yeah, in Europe I cannot let the car drive itself. But in China I pretty much can tell the car, you know, all by voice. I think this you can do here, you know, at least the voice commands. But yeah, I can say to the car, yeah, let's go to that place, even to be very precise, whatever parking lot, precise spot, and the car will just drive there.